The top 100 players according to On3 has been released. You know what I have to say to that? On3, more like on drugs.
Happy Thursday.
Yeah.
And welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils Show. I'm Anthony Totri, joined as always by my pale pal, Erik. Of course, we have the one, the only freckled mamba behind the Mac, making all of the magic happen. We got Rob and Glenn here in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button, you hit the subscribe button, and you drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about two things today, okay? Not wants and needs.
Two things in life.
Not wants and needs, okay? But we're going to be talking a little ASU baseball at the tail end of today's show because the Sun Devils, they are they're getting ready for their first Big 12 tournament game. And it is a long-anticipated one. So we'll talk about what Landon Hairston and company need to do to advance to the next round. But I want to spend a lot of today's show talking about the garbage that On3 vomited onto the internet this morning. On3 put out their top 100 players ahead of the 2026 college football season. They did so because we're 100 days away, the last triple-digit day away from barbecues and ball. Okay?
Wow.
And this list makes me wish we were further away from college football. if I'm gonna be honest with you, I love the sport. It is a completely embarrassing list. Like if I put together this list, I would want somebody to look me in the eyes, and I would want them to say, "What the fuck was wrong with you?" That's what I would want because it's embarrassing, dude. It's embarrassing, and it's embarrassing for a number of different reasons. Why? What was your first reaction when you saw this list? And don't worry, we're going to show you the list. We're going to show you the Big 12 players that were on the list, the Big 12 players that weren't on the list. We're going to show you by conference. We got it all mapped out. But I woke up this morning. I made my cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I sat down, scrolled the internet, found this lovely list. I was like, oh, look, we're going to have something good to talk about today, right? Like maybe On3 did something good.
Maybe they did something good.
And then I vomited all over my screen.
My thought was, this is one of the worst lists that I've seen recently.
One of.
Definitely not the worst.
Yeah.
But it's one of the worst lists that I've seen recently.
Yeah.
And that's saying something,
It's saying
Totri.
a lot. It's saying a lot.
That is absolutely saying something. My thought was, there are things about On3 that I appreciate what they do or what they attempt to do. And there are some things that I don't appreciate that they do and that they attempt to do. This would fall into the latter category. This is bad.
Yeah.
I mean, this is bad. And I get it, like the SEC bias, and we'll get into the numbers and everything like that. But I think it was very disrespectful. And especially if you as On3 are going to carry yourself as like this overseeing god of like college football. And like we know everything. We are like so, you know, thumb on the pulse. Like we know what's going on. Some of the omissions that they made were just honestly ridiculous. And to be honest with you, like when you start talking about the top 100, you don't have a good read on that. I think it's impossible for anybody who's even like in the chat hating on On3, which I keep it up, all good. Or us here, like if we tried to put together a top 100 list of college football players,
people would be upset.
Right, and there's no way that we could get it right.
Yeah.
That's too much. Like, you go through the top 10, right? And you're like, okay, I can see where they're coming from in the top 10 because, of course, they know the top 10. Jeremiah Smith 1, Dante Moore 2, Leonard Moore 3, like Dylan Stewart 4, Malachi Toney 5, Colin Simmons 6, Cam Coleman 7, Sam Levitt 8, which I think is interesting. Sam Levitt was 5 going into last year.
Yeah.
Jordan Tyson was 19 going into last year, right? Like you can talk about like maybe the top 20, the top 25, right? And I feel like you can approach that with some accuracy. But once you start getting into the real depths, it just feels like it's like, who's on an SEC team? Who's on a Big Ten team? Who do we like from that? Instead of who are some of the top tier players from these other conferences? Like, it just, to me, putting out this list, and they're getting what they want. They're getting people to talk about it. They're getting people to click on it, and they're getting people to read it.
Yeah.
So congratulations, mission accomplished.
But I feel like in the subhead, just say you guzzle the SEC, right? That's what you should say.
Top 100 players in college football.
We
AKA
guzzle
the SEC.
yeah, exactly. Like, just do a top SEC list or a top Big Ten list at this point, right? Because I'm 1,000% with you. I think
do the top 25 from each conference. That's
you could. I think that would be a much better.
It's 100 players.
That is 100 players, and I think again you could make the argument that each conference has a good chunk of top level talent.
Yeah.
Right. Especially in today's day and age of college football, where like the transfer portal and NIL feel like they've almost evened things out. Right.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Now, I'm with you in terms of like top 10. It's tough to argue some of those top 10 players, right? And I don't think there's a lot of folks that would argue a top 20, right? And I think when you go on that list, if I'm not mistaken, the top 25 players, maybe even the top 30, have descriptions. They have descriptions for why each of those players is where they are. And then after that, it is just name, school, position, and spot.
Yeah,
right?
I'm at 25, and then we got impact players from 26 to 40, and it's just a list.
Yeah.
If you can't write a description around them, don't list them.
Yeah, don't do the list at that point. And again, it would be crazy for us to sit up here and say that we could accurately tell you who the top 100
I'm not
going to
pick apart them picking LJ Martin at like 34.
No.
Right? Like, I'm not going to be like, how dare they? I just think that the overall concept of doing this is stupid. Like, it's stupid, and I think it is, again, when you're not going to be sitting there writing descriptions. It's like, how are you determining who's 87th and who's 95th?
Yeah.
Right? And why is it all SEC kids?
Literally.
Right? Like, are you telling me that the 97th through the 85th or whatever are like, they're all from the same conference? Probably not, honestly. Yeah. Like, they probably shouldn't be. It's, again, I think we could sit here for a long time and just kind of talk about how people approach this stuff anyway. And I think that if On3 maybe had a better reputation for how they handled some of these things prior, they'd get a little bit more leeway. But they haven't. And when you do something like this and there's clear bias, now look, I'm going to tell you this. If you're going to pick a conference to have the most top-end players, it's going to be the SEC. It's going to be the Big Ten.
Yeah.
I don't think either of us are going to be.
No one's sitting here arguing that.
But there's this disregard for the other conferences.
There's a discrepancy that is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
When you look at the players. Let's go ahead and take a look of how this list was broken down conference by conference here. And we broke it down, obviously, the P4 conferences, and then we just lumped in Notre Dame and everybody else and other. Right?
So just Notre Dame.
So literally just Notre Dame. Notre Dame has 5 players on this list. The Big 12 and the ACC have 11 apiece, right? The Big 10 has 30 players on this list, which, again, I think you can make the argument almost more for the Big Ten having more players at this point in time than the SEC based on what you've seen the Big Ten do over the last several years in college football, right? The last 2 national champions have been in the Big Ten. You go back to 2023, what'd you have? You had a Big Ten champion. And then you look at the SEC. Nearly half this list, 43 players on SEC, or on, see, I'm doing it, on SEC's top 100, on On3's top 100, are SEC players. And again, there's arguments that you can make, I think, for certain players to be void of this list or maybe players to be on it, and no one's arguing top 10, top 25. That's not what we're up here doing. But I think, again, when we go in and tell you and show you the players that aren't on this list, you sit back and you ask yourself, how is that even possible? Especially if you look at On3's like transfer portal rankings, right? We just had 3-4 months ago, you laid out the best players that hit the portal. Some of the best players in the sport said, you know what? I'm going to find a new home.
And you know what? Some of them aren't on this list.
Yeah, and a bunch of them went to the Big 12.
Yeah.
So what are we doing here? Are we realistically sitting up here saying that the Big 12 and the ACC, the talent discrepancy, is that far away?
Well, there's 22 total from those two.
22 total. Right?
So that's 50% of the conferences have 22%.
Yeah, less than a quarter of it.
Right. Like, again, man, like, I'm not asking for the Big 12 to have their entire conference in here, right? I'm just asking.
Shit, the SEC does.
But the thing is, like, I get the SEC having more. That's not my argument. Like, I understand the SEC having more, and honestly,
brother, there's a player on the Minnesota. Minnesota has a player on this list. SMU is a player on this list, right? We're talking there's an ACC, there's a Big Ten. Nebraska's got a player on this list. Mississippi State's got a player on this list.
Yeah.
You're telling me that there isn't...
Well, are we telling people that there's no Arizona State people on the list? Because that's what you're getting at.
Well, I will say there's only 3 teams in the Big 12 that are represented on this
and
list.
Arizona State's not one of them.
No, it's not hard to imagine, okay, you have BYU, you have Texas Tech, and then the other one's Oklahoma State, right? It's not a crazy reach here to guess that those would be the 3 programs.
And what's the highest that we have? I don't know. Do we know what the highest
We
is?
do. We'll get to that in just a little bit. We do have where each of these players are ranked and which Big 12 players are on it and which ones aren't. But you don't have one, obviously, in the top 10, and you only have one in the top 25 in the entire conference. It's ridiculous.
It's a bad list.
It's a bad list. And I think, again, like there needs to be some sort of this like sub-ed description, just some sort of acknowledgement of like, hey, it would be impossible for us to know every single player.
Oh yeah,
and
no,
what
it's presented
everyone's
like
done.
fact. It's like when we do our tiers and I joke about how like this is 100%.
But we sit there and we joke and we say, hey, this is 100% fact, right? Like nobody. I don't think there are people that legitimately see those lists, those tier rankings. Maybe there are that just have that much faith in us that see those lists and they're like, okay, here we go. This is fact. This is what we're rolling into 2026 with. This is presented as if, okay, these are the best players in the sport.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is that there is little to no first-round NFL talent in the Big 12.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. There's realistically the first 2 rounds you're not going to see a Big 12 player, which is again ridiculous. Ridiculous. And also, one player that I will say that should be on this list that isn't, and I get it's not explained why he's not on the list, but Brendan Sorsby's not on this list. I get why he's not on the list. I get why he's not on the list. He probably bet on himself to be on the list. He bet on himself to be on the list, and he lost again. But, like, he's still officially in college football right now, right? He is.
He is. Sure.
He was a top 2 player in the portal. Not on the list.
I am not mad at them admitting
not on the list. But I'm just saying, again, you're talking about a Big 12 player, not on the list. But Sam Leavitt, Big 12 player who leaves the Big 12, lands in the SEC.
I mean, I'll just say this. I mean, Sam Leavitt didn't have a top 100 season in college football last year.
No, he didn't, but he put on the purple and gold, and he's got Lane Kiffin doing Pilates classes with him, and all of a sudden he's back in the top 10 like it's nothing.
I mean, Sam Leavitt did bring Ed Orgeron back out of retirement.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
Aryton, what'd you think of this trash-ass list?
Oh, I'm sure he has plenty of opinions.
OH.
Yeah, okay. You're fired. You've been let go. Take a vacation, Aryton. Look, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. We're going to tell you which Big 12 players were actually on this list on the other side of our first break. Rubus?
Yeah?
There are 2 things in this beautiful world.
What are they?
Soccer.
Okay.
And Michelob Ultra.
Yeah!
There we go. Look, this summer, it's all about those 2 things, okay? Soccer and Michelob Ultra, and they're a proud sponsor of the U.S. men's national soccer team. The entire planet. That means me. That means you. That means you too.
Us.
You're right, us. It's an easier way to say that. We're going to be locked in on that FIFA World Cup, and here in the Valley and across the country, you already know, we're going to be going crazy for the USA. And Michelob Ultra, it is brewed right here in the States, and they say the same grit that gets U.S. soccer players to the world's biggest stage, well, that's brewed right here too. That's right, Michelob Ultra is the beer to match the moment, whether you're packed into a bar, watching at a party, or maybe you're just posted up at home, screaming at your television. For every match, every goal, every play on the world's biggest stage, make sure you crack open something superior. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the U.S. men's national soccer team and the official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 26. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2026 Anheuser-Busch. Michelob Ultra's light beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Financial success begins with the right institution. And at the right institution, they're going to have the right account. Of course, Totri, you knew I was talking about it. Mountain America Credit Union and their one and only
My Style checking account.
Style checking account.
Like that?
Give it one more time.
My style checking account.
I actually really like that
Yeah,
a
there you
lot. We should definitely run with that. Listen, it's designed around exceptional member service. My Style Checking is more than just a box of dusty old checks, or if we want to make it a more modern comparison, it's just better than those checking accounts that don't do jack squat for you. It's the ultimate spending account and how you get things done. It's your midday snack account, my date night account, which that's going to happen tonight, my surprise party account,
man.
my home repairs accounts, thank you.
My Halloween costume account.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Look at that. Us on equal footing. Your Halloween costume account and my date night account. In other words, it's your perfect fill in the blank account. Whatever makes your life worthwhile, Mountain America's My Style Checking is right there with you. It even comes with rewarding perks, and don't forget about that free financial guidance. Apply for your My Style Checking account at any Mountain America branch or at macu.com/mystyle. Insured by NCUA. Membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits required. No cost registration and activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. It's the World Cup this summer.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Why are we whispering? Okay, cool.
Well, let me tell you loud and proud, baby. We got World Cup watch parties going on here at PHNX for every USA and Mexico game. Of course, presented by all of our friends, Buchanan's, Casamigos, Don Julio, and Michelob Ultra. Needless to say, these watch parties will have some drinks flowing all throughout the month of June. Go to gophnx.com/events for more details and to RSVP.
Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button.
Or
drop
else.
a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Even in the chat. What up, everybody? Forks up. Congrats to all the grads out there. Glenn saying, and this is why we need a 24-team playoff. We're being overlooked again. No, Glenn, this is not why we need a 24-team
Let's run it back,
playoff, man. I don't know how many times we got to have this argument. I'm sure we'll have it a couple more times before the summer is past. But let's go ahead and take a look at the Big 12 players, the 11 Big 12 players that did make On3's top 100. Coming in at number 14, Texas Tech defensive lineman A.J. Holmes. At 34, you've got BYU running back L.J. Martin. 35, 48, and 61 all belong to the Texas Tech Red Raiders. At 35, you've got cornerback Bryce Pollock. At 48, defensive tackle Howard Sampson. At 61, tight end Terrence Carter Jr. Coming in at 64, you've got Oklahoma State running back Caleb Hawkins. BYU's corner Evan Johnson comes in at 68. Texas Tech interior offensive lineman Sheridan Wilson comes in at 79. At 81, Houston's Amari Thomas. So, excuse me, there were 4 teams repped here, not 3. My counting's off. At 87, Oklahoma State quarterback Drew Mestemaker. And then at 98, Texas Tech linebacker Austin Romaine. A lot of Tech, a lot of BYU, a little bit of Oklahoma State, a little bit, literally this tiny little bit much of Houston.
Yeah. Can we talk about Drew Mestemaker? And that's kind of a weird way to go.
We can start with Drew Mestemaker.
He's better than the 87th best player.
He is a
in college
projected
football.
first-round pick, projected top 5 pick in next year's
He
draft.
was one of the best quarterbacks in the country
Yeah,
last
one of the
year.
top players in On3's transfer portal rankings, too.
Yeah, I
But
think
he's not a top 80 player in
not a
in the
top
sport.
85 player.
Not a top 85 player in the sport.
Owen Long, not a top. Yeah, we'll get to all the ASU guys. Yeah. Teller 580, keeping the lights on per usual. Thank you, Teller.
Appreciate
Says
you,
most
Teller.
college football media personalities are just paid SEC propagandists. This is not an exaggeration. I'm concerned Totri is becoming one too.
I'm here to fight the SEC agenda. Okay? I'm here to fight the SEC bias.
I was going to make a joke about like this program is brought to you by our good friends over at Louisiana State University.
It's not. I am fighting the SEC
what a
bias
good chat.
today. Okay?
That was a great one.
I'm fighting the SEC bias. Just let it happen. Look, I do want to acknowledge that all of the players from the Big 12 that made it, like, good
They
for
deserve
them.
it.
Good for them.
I don't think
absolutely
anybody's on
making
the
it.
list that shouldn't be on the list.
I think there are definitely some questions as to where some players are ranked, why some players are on it over others.
I think Amari Thomas is a top 100 player in college football. I just don't think he's better than Omarion Miller. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, I think I feel like
Sorry,
that's
I said that very condescending.
That's a question for On3, not a
Yeah.
question for me.
But no, I said that very condescendingly to you.
I think
Does that make sense? Totri,
Yeah, I got it.
Are you comprehending what I'm saying right now? That's what I sounded
Can you
like.
say it in SEC?
Can you comprehend what I'm saying right now? Listen, now let me tell you, when you play football on the highest level,
you what. We've got all
What?
top 100 players
well, that's too damn bad.
this side of the Mississippi. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And again, I do have some issues with where some of these players are ranked. A.J. Holmes, the Texas Tech defensive lineman. He's the highest ranked Big 12 player on this list. He had 38 tackles last year, 4.5 sacks, a forced fumble, and in 2 fumble recoveries. Like, that's not otherworldly compared to some of the players that were left off this list.
Yeah.
Especially when you compare like an AJ Holmes to like a Drew Mestemaker, right? Or a Caleb Hawkins, who's in the 60s on this list, right? Caleb Hawkins was one of the best running backs in college football last season. He had 25 fucking touchdowns, dude.
I mean, yeah, like the two UNT guys, I think it's very disrespectful.
And one UNT guy who's not even on the list.
Yeah,
right? You didn't have Wyatt Young on this list at all.
Well, yeah, I think it's pretty disrespectful to them how low they have them. I mean, look, man, AJ Holmes, like, one of 15 interior defensive linemen to get 20 stops and 5 sacks. So, like, you can call him one of the best interior defensive linemen in the country. But, like, is he the 14th best player? I don't know. Maybe. C-Man says, was Cam Cook on the list?
Cam Cook not on this list.
Wow.
Yeah, not on this list at all. But you know who was? Terrence Carter Jr., a Texas Tech tight end who had 50 catches and 600 yards and 5 touchdowns. All of a sudden, that makes you a top 100 player. This guy was playing for the Raging Cajuns 2 years ago. And I was going into last season telling you, man, this is going to be a solid tight end in the conference.
Yeah, he's good.
Is he a top 100 player in the sport?
He's the 61st.
Is he a top 65 player in the sport? No, he's not. So what is this? This is, we're going to glaze the SEC. We're going to get on our knees. We're going to get our knees nice and red for the Big Ten and Dan Lanning in Indiana. That's totally, that is what it is. We're going to throw in a couple players from Miami in there to like bow down to the ACC. We're going to give Notre Dame their love. And then when we look at the Big 12, you know what we're going to do? We're going to pick Texas Tech and BYU because they played in the championship game last night.
You play. Okay, cool.
And then we'll look at some of the players on our On3 top 100 transfer portal list, and we're going to put Drew Mestemaker and Caleb Hawkins on the list. That's what they did.
Yeah. And, like, I mean, like, I get it. Like, BYU is going to be a good team. I think LJ Martin's a really good player.
Yeah,
I don't hate LJ Martin.
Love where LJ Martin's ranked.
It does also feel, it's, like, super funny. Again, you could tell they put a lot of thought and effort into this because, like, the first 2 Big 12 players outside of the top 15 are back-to-back. And it's like, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you really thought about it, and you put LJ Martin at 34 and you put Bryce Pollock at 35. I'm sure that was...
Bryce Pollock's a dog, by the way.
No. I'm not hating on either of them. I'm just saying, is it not, like, a little ironic that it's like, hey, oh, and then, by the way... it's those 2 guys right next to each other. It's the next 2 Big 12 guys are right there. Like, I don't know, man. Just kind of seems a little lazy.
It all seems lazy. That's the whole.
I'm actually gonna look at all the Big 12 stuff now and see how many of them are just like groupings, because it just kind of feels like, damn, here. Like, I guess the next one you have Texas Tech. You have Terrence Carter Jr. at 61, and then you know what I'm noticing
as I'm looking at these descriptions?
What?
It is so heavy toward PFF grades and stats.
Yeah.
So heavy towards PFF grades and stats, dude. Like, that just tells me you haven't watched any of this. Like, again, I think it's very easy to, like, pick one of these players and watch them and say, yeah, this is the top guy. Let me read you what it says for Sam Levitt. And again, I'm a big believer in Sam. I think Sam is a top 10 player in college football. I don't have an issue with where he's ranked.
Okay.
I'm just reading you the description here. It says, Sam Levitt is still technically on the mend, but I remain feverishly bullish on the prospect of him playing for a Lane Kiffin, Charlie Weiss offense. In my recent QB impact study, fucking nerd, he posted the group's best depth-adjusted accuracy percentage and adjusted uncatchable percentage. The former stat cracked 59% for the second straight year, akin to former Heisman Cam Ward. He was one of 3 Power 4 passers with a plus 9.0 yards per attempt and plus 60% success rate on scrambles. Plus, while being on the short list of participants with a positive erasure sack ratio, he negated 20 takedowns across his sample, the 4th most in this year's study. What the fuck does half that mean, dude? Seriously, what does any of that mean? Like, if you talk to a football fan and you read that, you're like, what
this
are
is what you say about
talking
Sam.
about?
Sam Levitt's one of the most electric playmakers in the country. His ability to get out of the pocket and make something out of nothing is second to none. His connection with Jordan Tyson makes you salivate over the idea of him playing with LSU-level talent all around him. Hopefully an improved offensive line allows him to be better in the pocket going into next season. Potential Heisman candidate, potential top 5 pick.
So why'd they just vomit?
I just did that without being a nerd.
Why'd you just vomit a bunch of percentages and fake stats at me?
his adjusted pocket erasure
Like,
percentage.
seriously.
And his,
What is
his
this?
Deep
What
ball
is this
adjusted,
garbage?
His deep ball adjusted accuracy vision perspective in this study that I did recently was...
Like, there are some stats, like they've got Jeremiah Smith. He finished with college football's 4th most deep yards. Sure, I'm cool with that.
That's different.
I'm cool with that. But when you spit out 4 to 5 different percentages that I've never even heard of in my life, that just tells me that you can't explain it in a way that other people will understand.
And
You
it's
have
like
to find an excuse for why these guys are where they are.
If you're just using stats, how are you grading interior defensive linemen? I get like, sacks allowed, but like, what if there's an offensive lineman where it's like the statistics don't really point it, but like they're going to be a top 100 player in college football next year because of development? Like, you don't know. Like, you just don't know.
Oh, here we go. Dante Moore. In my recent QB impact study, charting the best 44 returning quarterbacks against their
Who is
hardest
this?
opponents, he was among 3 slingers, that's what he called them, that feels like a slur, that finished within the group's top 8 in raw accuracy percentage, depth adjusted accuracy percentage, and adjusted uncatchable percentage. He's very good at putting it on them, as it were. That's what he said for Dante Moore. What?
I have to read you
Oh,
the
God.
description of the guy who wrote this article on On3.
What's his name?
Dead ass. Y'all, sit down. First of all, his name's Clark Brooks. Clark, I have nothing against you personally. That being said,
I do. I've got a lot against you, Clark.
college football analyst for On3 and operator of SEC StatCat. Spearheads schematic and advanced stat coverage for the SEC programs while being a national talent evaluator and data analyst for college football players.
Are we for real? Like, are we for real?
What a surprise!
That's
that
what
the
we're
guy who covers the SEC has 43 out of 100
Does he even
SEC
cover the SEC or
players.
does he work for the SEC?
He's an operator of SEC StatCat. Now, okay, you know what? Welcome to Erik Ruby Finds Out. We're going to find out what SEC
Never want to be
StatCat
on an
is.
episode of that.
Let's figure out what SEC StatCat is.
StatCat. It's
yeah.
where he comes up with all these fake percentages for things that don't mean diddly squat and that
Advanced
nobody
player
knows what they are.
statistics and comprehensive play call data for every Southeastern Conference football team. I have to subscribe. I'm out. Say, let me check it out first.
Like, let's go to some of these. Some of these
The
are
QB,
just
the
ridiculous.
QB Impact Study 2025.
QB impact study. Like after contact, right? Yards after contact, cool stat. Broken tackles, totally great stat, right? Like, some of these are fine.
50 SEC superlatives ahead of 2024.
I'm surprised he didn't put all 50 on here. And again, some of these are just ridiculous, dude. Like, again, we don't have some key Big 12 players on this list. Yet you're telling me about first down plus touchdown rate? Like, I really am truly just enamored at the vomit that has come out for On3 here.
If I could have one critique of,
Just one.
of SEC StatCat, it would probably be to try to post things within the last calendar year.
Nothing recent, huh?
Yeah, like almost literally nothing. I'm clicking on all these teams. So, brother, take it out of your bio.
It blows my mind.
I feel
some
bad.
of the
I
players
feel bad
on
for this guy.
Why? Why would you feel bad for this guy?
I'm sure he'd.
No, bullying is look, I will stand on the fact that two things.
Dude,
no.
I can know. Okay, look at his Twitter account.
Screenshot that. Screenshot that. I gotta tweet that later.
Okay, we're gonna put this on a background. I'm gonna send this. Holy shit.
Unbelievable.
I'm so weak.
Unbelievable. Look,
Should I throw him a follow? Should I try to get him on the show?
bullying is bad. Okay? I want to put that out there. Bullying is bad. It's not okay. You know what is good? What comes out of bullying usually? The effects. Where you come out of it and you're like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I need to learn how to do this or I need to be better here. Right? Bullying objectively bad.
We're a results-oriented.
This guy should have been bullied. This guy, somebody should have bullied him into not putting this on the internet. Because it's silly.
This guy is, first of all, Oh, okay. Wait. Okay, I found his different account now. That was just the StatCat account, but this is his account. It's a little different.
It's a little different.
Yeah, we'll just for context, we'll send this one too.
This is ridiculous, okay? And we're going to tell you which players should have been on this list that weren't and why I'm making a big deal about it on the other side of our second break. It's time to tell you about Don Julio, because when the biggest sporting event in the world comes to our backyard, make sure you toast with the icon of celebration, Don Julio, 1942, during the 2026 World Cup. Look, the bottle, it's iconic, and they've got 3 different options for the World Cup. They've got the original, the icon of celebrations, the trophy for legends on and off the field, and the mini for small but iconic moments. Make sure you take home a special edition of Don Julio 1942 that honors the artistry of tequila making. Show
This
them that
thing
bottle.
is so
Show them that
sexy.
spicy bottle, a symbol as timeless as the beautiful game itself, and of course inspired by the FIFA World Cup trophy.
You
Ladies,
wanna hold it?
I mean, I
Here.
feel unworthy. I don't have the gloves.
you don't
I
have the
feel
gloves on.
unworthy
Yeah,
to hold it.
you
Look,
are unworthy.
Whether you're at your favorite spot or stocking up for home, make it Don Julio 1942.
For the windows!
To the wall!
Window Depot's got it all. I'm taking the gloves off
watch
for this
the-
ad read, baby, because the Window Depot now
Jeez.
8 locations across the valley because they just opened up out in Surprise. You might hear Window Depot Totri. You might think to yourself, well, it's a great place to buy windows. You'd be right, but you might also think to yourself, well, it's just windows. And you'd be wrong.
Really?
You'd be stupid.
I'd be wrong and stupid.
Don't be wrong and stupid. The Window Depot has you covered on way more than just windows. I'm talking cabinets, countertops, doors, flooring, whatever you need to renovate your home, to do a project, to build something. The Window Depot, well, they have you covered. Arizona made and locally trusted. The best price, the biggest inventory, all in stock, ready to go. No wait times, no gimmicks, just everyday low pricing and ready to go inventory. Shop online or pick up at any of their 8 stores. Browse and order directly at thewindowdepot.com with real-time access to in-stock products at your nearest location. Get what you need when you need it at the Window Depot.
Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. The SEC continues to just say shit. We've got a new quote, new Steve Sarkisian quote just dropped actually. In the SEC taking shots at the Big 12.
Oh,
shocker.
Oh, okay.
This is per On3, by the way.
Well, yes, of course.
Anwar Richardson actually got this quote. This is from Steve Sarkisian, head coach of Texas. Says, quote, "There's a team in our state that plays in another conference that has a schedule that I would argue if I played with our 2s and our 3s, we could go undefeated and probably make the college football playoff this year."
Talking about Tech?
Talking about Texas Tech.
What's their schedule?
It's a light schedule. It's a light schedule. Their toughest game, I would argue, is Arizona State. And I would also just like to say to that, Steve Sarkisian, that you almost lost to Arizona State in 2024 in the greatest college football game of all
Abilene
time.
Christian, Oregon State, Houston.
It is a
Sam
weak
Houston,
schedule.
Colorado, Arizona State, Cincinnati. That game probably could have meant something. Arizona, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, Baylor, TCU. I mean, yeah, it's
2s and 3s?
2s and
We're
3s,
just
yeah.
out here being disrespectful.
it's tough. Oh, by the way, I know we're all over the place, but we were talking about Sorsby earlier.
You're right, Green
and
M&M. Steve's drinking again.
A University of Houston law graduate is now presiding over the Sorsby case. So
he's gone.
we'll see about that.
He's gone.
We have a super chat from Teller. Thank you, Teller. Says they can never earn it in the eyes of the media, Totri. I told you.
No, but this isn't earning it. These guys have earned it. They just are too stupid to put them on the list. That's what it is. Again, it has nothing to do with going back to the playoff. Like, my issue is I think the greater issue is how the playoff is picked. Again, looking at this list, my issue is not necessarily with the top 100 players. It's with how this list is picked, right? We just have some SEC nerd just rambling off a bunch of dudes, bunch of guys giving you fake stats that don't exist that he came up with. So that's my issue with it entirely. Because look at the list of players that didn't make the list.
Mm-hmm.
The Big 12 absolutely omitted in a just ridiculous way. You don't have Omarion Miller on this list. You don't have Noah Fafita on this list. You don't have Colorado wide receiver Danny Scudero on this list. You don't have Oklahoma State wide receiver Wyatt Young. Mind you, you have the two other stud dudes that transferred from North Texas to Oak State. You don't have linebacker Owen Long, who, guess what, Eric, led the NCAA in tackles last season.
Well, I mean, that guy probably sucked.
Yeah, probably. Instead, at number 14, you got a dude who plays at Tech who had 14 tackles last season. I'm sure that makes sense. You got Reed Harris, not on that list. You got a Texas Tech defensive lineman, Mateen Ibaragba, who was a top 15, I want to say top 20 player maybe in the portal. And then you don't have Cade Ulave, a BYU linebacker who transferred over from Cal, who was one of the top linebackers in the pack last season. Or top linebackers for Cal when he was at Cal, I guess. It blows my mind. Which one of those players pisses you off the most that they're not on that list?
Oh, let's see. Let me pick one ASU player. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that Omarion's not on that list, but I
Just
think
kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
right?
I think Owen.
But Texas Tech tight end Terrence Carter Jr. is on that list.
Yeah, I think Owen Long being off of that list is
It's just so stupid.
I mean,
I bet you if he was at Indiana, he'd be on that list.
If he's in Indiana, he'd probably be in the top 20.
Yeah, probably. That's so stupid, bro. Where's Clark? Where is this guy? I need to talk to him. I need to let him know.
Probably trying to update StatCat for the first time.
He's doing
in a year.
Pilates with Lane Kiffin. That's what he's doing.
Maybe.
Just so stupid.
I just think like I don't know. It's just funny. You just gotta laugh, right?
It's disrespectful.
You just gotta laugh.
Glenn says Owen Long. Let us know in the chat which of those Big 12 players that didn't make the list that irritates you the most. That was maybe the craziest.
Like I think CJ Fight has an argument. Especially if we're going to be giving such high praise to interior defensive linemen.
Yeah, because I'm sure this guy is.
Yeah. Well, that's also the thing is like, bro, you don't know. Like you don't know. You genuinely don't know. I would ask him, like, how much Omari Miller have you actually watched? How much Owen Long have you actually watched? How much CJ Fight have you actually watched?
You're right, LB. I did get denied admission to the Kiffin yoga class. I was bummed, but it is what it is. You move on, and I don't hold grudges. Actually, that's not true. I do hold grudges. Yeah. I do. It's my thing.
Clark Brooks, welcome to the grudge.
Yeah, welcome. I don't even know if it's a grudge. I just want to yell at him. Or actually, I don't even want to yell at him. I want to sit in front of this guy,
slap him on the head like the Green Goblin did to
I
Spider-Man.
want to talk down to him, like he is he's just a little kid. He's a little kid that just, he doesn't know any better. And I want to ask him questions. Like, when you're like in front of a kid and like maybe they do something wrong and you're trying to like ask them questions so they can almost get there themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
You're leading them.
I'm leading them to the answer of like, hey, this is why you messed up. Right. And then you learn the lesson. It's like, good job.
And what happens
Good
when we
job.
mess up?
Exactly.
Uncle Totri yells at us.
And we bully you on the internet. Right.
bully
Like
you on
that's
the
like, that's what I want to do with this guy. It's just, the words, they're not even.
No, I'm sure they'll. I'm
It
sure they'll get
irritates
there.
me, man. It irritates me that Owen Long's not on this list. It irritates me that Omarion Miller's not on this list. And I get you're not going to include every Arizona State player. I get
Just one.
I get there's bias with us too, right? But you're not even going to sit here and include Noah Fafita. Noah Fafita's been playing college football for 4 years.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
He's one of the best quarterbacks in this conference. You could make the argument that he's maybe one of the top quarterbacks in the Big 12. Maybe he's a top quarterback, a top 10 quarterback in college football. And he's not on this list.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Bear Bachmeier's not on this list.
That's also crazy.
Like, there is a number of players in this conference that were omitted from this list for why? So you could glaze the SEC with 43 players, nearly 50% of your list is just the SEC.
Is it malice or is it ignorance?
I don't even know if you could say it's ignorance because he's presenting it as fact.
No, but hey, listen, a lot of people present things as fact and they have no idea what the hell is going on.
I don't know. I feel like if we got this guy in a room and talked to him, I think.
Like he put Drew Mestemaker at 87.
What quarterbacks are ahead of Drew Mestemaker?
All of them.
That's the
Literally
question.
every quarterback.
I want to see. You let me know who you, and be honest here. Quarterbacks you'd rather have.
Than Drew Mestemaker.
Okay?
I mean, I know Levitt's above him. Yeah.
You're taking Levitt. You're taking Dante Moore.
Dante Moore.
Let's see the other quarterbacks on it.
Command search.
Lenore Sellers.
QB. I'll take Sellers.
Okay, that's fair. I think, again, command and then quarterback.
Yeah,
is probably-
Julian Sayin.
People love saying. I haven't watched enough saying. I'd probably take Messmaker.
Arch Manning.
He's on the list. I'm taking Arch
Oh,
Manning.
Julian Sayin's 9.
I'd probably take Messmaker. I'm taking Arch Manning.
You're taking Arch Manning over Mestemaker?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, but I'm taking Mestamaker over Saiyan. You give Mestamaker Jeremiah Smith, and we're having a completely different conversation right now, just saying that.
Yeah.
Darian Mensa's on this list. From Duke to Miami.
Jaden Maeva, USC.
I'm taking Mestamaker.
Darian Mensa, Miami. Trinidad Chambliss.
I'm taking Chambliss. Chambliss was a baller.
Chambliss is 45. The Cal quarterback. That has a really long name.
I love that kid. I'm taking the Cal
Yeah, he's
quarterback.
66. Okay, so maybe Messmaker's fine.
No, but still.
CJ Carr, Notre Dame, 85.
People love that kid, dude. People love CJ Carr. And I don't know why. I really don't. I don't think he's a top
Messmaker,
honor
87.
player.
Josh Hoover, 89. Gunnar Stockton, 91.
Josh Hoover's 89 on
Josh
this
Hoover's
list.
89.
Indiana quarterback Josh Hoover. You mean the guy that threw for like 5,000 yards last season?
Yeah, he's 89. Messmaker's 87. CJ Carr, 85. Jaron out of Cal, 66.
Duffy says Danny Scudero, wide receiver, Colorado. Yeah, he's obviously not on this list.
Yeah.
Colorado wasn't going to get any love on this list. The Green M&M says it's for clicks, just to get dudes in SEC country that can't even spell university to argue amongst each other.
That's a good comment.
That is good. That is really good. Yeah, CJ Carr is mid in my mind. Green M&M. LB says, "Damn, Eric's getting deep. Malice or ignorance?" It sounds like a question from the Survivor jury.
Hey, yeah. Let's go. Man, Jeff Probst messed up last night.
He
Big
did.
time. You saw that?
I did see that.
Wow.
That was all over the internet.
Yeah, it's bad.
Clamp,
Watching that.
Wow. Kelly, so again, this is
No,
all
it's
over
okay.
the place.
I was talking about
It's
Survivor.
fine.
It's
Bear
fine.
with us, guys. At 25, Kelly Jones, cornerback,
Yeah.
Mississippi State.
Yep.
Kelly, this is not a knock on you. I want to read what Clark wrote for you. Okay? Spoiler, there's a bunch of stupid shit here.
No.
Speaking of lengthy corners, former On3 top 100 recruit Kelly Jones is firmly one of college football's high-quality coveragemen. Among returning corners, the 6'4" Bulldog claims the top ball hawk, denial, and clamp rates. Ball hawk then spewed out 28.9%, like we know what that means. Denial, just one word, 26.3%. And clamp rates, 55.3%. Nobody knows what that means. And then says, plus he defended 11 passes, including picking off Arch Manning and Marcel Reed. Totally fine. How about you tell me what that means?
What that means?
What does ball hawk mean? What does denial mean? What is clamp rate? What does any of that have to do with this guy being 25? Again, Kelly Jones, never watched you play, Kelly. Sounds like you're a good player. Top 25 in the sport. I don't know what any of this description has to do with why you're the 25th best player in
I'm going
college
to start
football.
making shit up for our shows. Be like, CJ Fight has the #1 Manimal ranking in all of
Manimal?
college football.
Manimal goes crazy.
Fuck, ball hawk,
Yeah.
Manimal.
What's a Manimal rate? Quick, go.
It's the ability to push two guys at once when you're being double teamed on the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Manimal. Wow, that goes. Your Manimal rate? So what's CJ Fight's Manimal rate?
He's #1 in the country.
Wow, so I mean that's good for what, 75 on Clark's list, right?
We're looking at a strong 94.
Unbelievable, dude. I mean, I'm gonna get angry the longer I look at this list. There's some good names on this list. Clev Lubin.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
Let's just, you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's just read off the good names. Just that.
Yanze Pierre.
That's great.
Edge, Alabama. Kip Lewis.
I like Bray Hubbard
Bray Hubbard's a good
out of
one.
Alabama.
John Henry Daly.
Hey, Bray Hubbard, safety, Alabama. I'm in. I'm all the way in.
There's some
Clev Lubin's great.
yeah. Might be my favorite name.
Jacarius Peak,
Wow.
offensive tackle, South Carolina.
Wow, Mario Landino. Mario Landino makes a mean
Mario
pesto.
Landino is the #1 Italian restaurant in the Phoenix metro area. David Stone, defensive
Wow,
lineman,
David Stone made it?
Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh, I found the worst. I'm done.
Can I say this name first?
You can't.
Tradez Green.
That's a good name.
It's a good name.
Coming in at number 91 on this list. Also, just realized Nick Marsh, Indiana wide receiver, comes in at 90 on this list, by the way. Somebody who's a projected first-round pick in next year's NFL draft. But
what's his ball hawk
He's
rate?
I don't know. It's number 90, so there's no description. We're just going to tell you he's 90, and that's it. Coming in at 91, holy shit. 93, Mark Fletcher, by the way. 93 on this list. is Mark Fletcher, running back Miami, who had a phenomenal postseason, just incredible running back. Wild to me that he's 93 on this list. Coming in at 91 on this list. Quarterback, Georgia, Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah.
Just sit with that. We'll see you on the other side of our final break.
602
783
8841. That's 602
783
8841. Even after the Suns show yesterday, Aryton started saying the number to the husband and wife law
It's
team.
low-key a catchy number.
Yeah, and it's stuck in your head.
783 8841.
And it's not just catchy, it's important because that's the number that
True.
you call if you ever find yourself in a very serious situation. You suffer a serious injury, someone in your family suffers a wrongful death. You want to call Mark and Alexis Breyer. You want to call the husband and wife law team, not only because they have hundreds of years of combined trial experience, they have lawyers that actually go to trial, they're experienced, specialized, and ready to go, but so much more because they treat you like a human. They guarantee that you could speak with one of their lawyers as often as you choose about anything that you'd like to discuss. That's just one of many guarantees they're happy to make you at the husband and wife law team. So if you've had a serious injury, call the husband and wife law team first at 602-783-8841 or visit their website at the link in our show notes and tell them that PHNX sent you. One more time.
602
783
8841.
Wow.
Look,
Magic.
if you guys are looking for the perfect way to spend the long weekend, might I make a recommendation?
Please.
Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Whether you want to post up by the pool, maybe you want to make some money on the gaming floor, a nice steak dinner, or hey, maybe you want to catch the NBA playoffs, the conference finals.
You
because
are speaking my language.
They've been absolutely incredible, and if you want to take them to the next level, then maybe head over to Wild Horse Pass, Lone Butte, Vequiva. It doesn't matter the location because at every single one of those Gila River Resorts and Casinos location, you guys are going to do you. You're going to have a baller time. And my favorite thing is it doesn't matter if you're hanging out with friends, if you're hanging out with family, if you're hanging out with a partner, they've got something for everybody over at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. So grab your crew, celebrate the big wins, and enjoy everything Gila River Resorts and Casinos has to offer. Gila River Resorts and Casinos, all the ways you do you. Make sure you visit playatgila.com for more details. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Will says, are you mad that that's too low or too high? Totri Stockton is more of a product of the talent around him. Not saying he's bad, just not elite. I'm mad he's on the list at all. Gunnar Stockton should not be on this list at all. I'm of the belief that Georgia quarterbacks should never be on these lists because Georgia quarterbacks are never good, right? They never, ever do anything at the next level. And Gunnar Stockton is ahead of Mark Fletcher? That is the most ridiculous thing on this list, is that you have Gunnar Stockton ahead of Mark Fletcher. And I don't think that's crazy to say. Otto Raider in the chat just says, just tuning in. I think this is the kind of what I have been worrying about, that the Big 12 lost a ton of talent this offseason, either the NFL or portal.
They did lose a lot of talent, but that doesn't mean that there's not still talent there.
Yeah, there's only 11. There's 11. There's 11 players in the Big 12. And 11
is
players.
the Big 12 cooked?
No, the Big 12's not cooked.
Big 12
Clark
cooked?
Brooks is cooked. This list is cooked. It's fried. It's baked. It's all of the things that are you can't afford to have happen in the kitchen.
No. Lots of seed oils.
Lots of seed oils, lots of fats.
Yeah.
Lots of
Red 40.
Wrong. What is the MSG? Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not supposed
That's
to be in
definitely
your
something.
food, right?
It depends. You know, I think there's a lot of propaganda around MSG.
Is there?
Maybe. I feel like I saw something. I was like, it's really not that bad for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I could be wrong.
I think it's just like better salt.
Yeah, I
Is
think
what
it's
it
just like
describes.
better
Better
like salt.
Like better for you?
No, like
Who in the chat knows
more
about
tasty salt.
Monosodium glutamate provides a savory umami flavor. It is naturally present in
Umami.
food.
That sounds like something. It's a what's Gunnar Stockton's umami rate? I'm sure Clark Brooks has that
He's
for
a
him.
top 75% umami rate, targeting wide receivers downfield. It is naturally found in foods like tomatoes, mushrooms, and aged cheeses, and is widely added to seasoning in processed restaurant and packaged meals to enhance taste. Is MSG bad for you?
That's the question. Ryan Duffy in the chat says, Wendell Gregory, Kansas State defensive end linebacker transfer from Oak State, Big 12 defensive freshman of the year, not on the list.
Well, yeah, but that would require him to watch football.
And he doesn't.
What's his ball hawk
This
rate?
guy sits in front of a calculator and makes up percentages after typing in numbers.
It's good. It's not bad for you.
Really?
If
Then maybe there is a lot of propaganda around.
You just can't have too much, but it's the same thing
Assault.
Yeah. I mean, like, you can't have too much salt, but I think it's a little bit worse for you than salt. So in the past, MSG has been
This is
linked to
where
the
we're at,
following
guys.
negative effects on
Happy
energy,
May 21st.
on energy intake, brain health, insulin resistance, high blood sugar, diabetes, and obesity. Most of these myths around MSG have been dispelled, and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration says MSG is generally recognized as safe. Global food regulating bodies like the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization agree. Still, MSG continues to be a controversial ingredient.
I think I'm good there.
In the past, due to long-standing stigma and lack of conclusive evidence data about it, says registered dietitian Beth Cerrone.
Freckle Mamba MSG took those hits and stood tall.
Yeah, what is CJ Fight's MSG rating?
87.
87.
Yeah.
That's not good enough to be in the top 100.
No, it's a bummer.
Yeah.
It's a bummer for him. Any final thoughts on this list before we get ASU baseball? My brain has been as cooked as this list has been all day because it's just upset me. I started my day with this. It was Thursday. It was Friday Eve. I thought we were gonna have a good day.
I'd like to
talk about good
congratulate
stuff.
You're gonna congratulate On3
Okay.
and congratulate Clark because you got what you wanted. So, congrats.
Stupid list.
You know what, Totri? You know what sucks?
Captain Birdhammer. What a great name. First off, Captain Birdhammer.
That's great.
That rips. You come in at 93 on this list.
I drink MSG like Gatorade.
Huh.
I mean, one of the all-time entrances to the PHNX chat world
Captain
I
Birdhammer.
think I've ever seen.
I want you here every day.
Captain
every day,
Birdhammer.
Captain Birdhammer.
We miss our
MSG.
captain. I was texting the captain the
Were
other
you?
day. I was.
How is he doing?
You know what? He's living a good life.
He is.
He's having a good time. He's having fun up in Alaska. He's got a good job, good group around him.
Some people have no idea who we're talking about.
The captain, Captain Redbeard.
Captain Birdhammer doesn't know who.
Captain, you're the second captain in our lives, but we'll happily welcome in. Sharon says, "Don't hammer bird."
Yeah, don't do that.
Or do you have like birds follow your command, and they form a hammer, and you never mind. Back to MSG.
Yeah, I think we're good on that. I think we're also good
Okay.
on this list.
I would kill for some MSG.
I know I don't have lunch. It's a thing.
That's brutal.
Before we get out of here, let's talk a little ASU baseball,
Sure.
right? Because that feels like the natural progression
Sure.
from Clark Brooks, MSG, Captain Birdhammer, Willie Bloomquist, right? That's the order of things.
Yes, word association.
Well, ASU
what's
baseball.
Willie Bloomquist's ball hawk rate?
3.
Ooh.
You said no to what's
3?
his manimal rating or his umami?
The umami manimal ball hawk rating index. we gotta do something like that this season. Like every game, who led our ball hawk umami manimal ratings index player of the game? Anyway,
ASU baseball. They got their first Big 12 tourney game of the season. Obviously, if they lose today, that's a huge red flag, a huge implication in terms of what the Sun Devils hope to do in the NCAA tournament. And there's just no excuse for it. Arizona State taking on Cincinnati today. Believe they came in as a 3 seed versus Cincinnati
3 to 6 seed
as a 6 seed. We talked a little bit the other day kind of about where Cincinnati is at in terms of the grand scheme of the Big 12, a team that has won 10 out of their last 12 games. So this is not a team that you can just kind of slouch on here. But Arizona State, a team that's 36-18 on the year, you should have some sort of home crowd considering this is a game at Surprise Stadium. Again, 8 p.m. tonight. So a little bit of a late first pitch.
It is going to be late, yeah.
If you don't have anything to do, go to the game. Go support Arizona State. But this is a must-win game, Erik.
Absolutely. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, it's the Big 12 tournament, right? And you win this game, it's going to be a tough one. You can't look past it. But if you do win, you will take on the winner of the West Virginia game, and likely it will be West Virginia. So you need some revenge, right?
Yeah.
Get a much-needed win against a team seated above you, a team that beat you in 2 out of 3 when you played them at home earlier this season. But just kind of get that postseason chip off your shoulder, right? Go into this Big 12 tournament, win a couple of games, maybe make it to the championship game on Saturday. That would also be great. And then go into regionals feeling good.
What's the one thing you want to see?
Wins.
Just dubs. Doesn't matter how you get
Yeah,
there.
I want to see a
dubs.
win, but also like I don't want them to be up like 6-0 and then they end up winning 6-5 because they kind of like collapse and hold
Yeah.
on. I just think that's kind of a bad move. So I'd like to see the game be well managed. I'd like to see the starting pitching be able to kind of hold up strong. And
Carlone's on the mound tonight, right?
I don't think so. I think they're saving him.
They're saving Cole.
Yeah, I think they're saving him. I need to see Landon Hairston have his best player in college baseball moment.
Yes, that's what I was
Right?
going to
Like
say.
he's slowed down a little bit. Obviously, he ended up tying the record, but I think he should have broken it this year. I'd like to see him just lead the way.
So update on Carlone.
He is available. I know he's
available. But it sounds like they're going to be saving him. It's not him starting.
But not
what I
because
got.
he's injured or anything like that, but just because they'd want him for the second game if they win tonight.
Yeah, they said Bloomquist said if he's ready to go on Friday, then they're going to discuss it at that point.
Yeah.
But the main focus is just getting through Cincinnati. But I'm with you. I think the Landon Hairston thing is 100% what I'm on. Not just Landon, but New Contratus as well. Like the thing that separates these teams, not just in college baseball, but softball and the NCAA tournament when it comes to college basketball, like your stars need to turn it up. Right. If you are medium to high heat, you need to be all the way cranked up. And I think Landon Hairston and Contratus, they need to have their star moments. If you are the, reigning, defending Big 12 player of the year, you need to play like it tonight.
Yeah.
Go break the record. Go break the single season ASU home run record tonight. Something that Landon Hairston has an opportunity to do tonight. A bunch of folks in the chat saying that Klecker is starting tonight.
Yeah.
Carlone saved for the semis or the tourney finale or finals.
And Mickey says, Green M&M says he got pulled last start due to injury. I don't think it was an injury. I think it was like a stomach bug or a sickness or something. So I don't think it was an injury. I could be wrong. I know it was precautionary.
I think you're wrong.
Anyway, he's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say he's fine. This is, again, precautionary. But it does sound like they're saving him. Which, again, if ASU gets through and they beat Cincinnati today, then you're going to want them against West Virginia, one of the best teams in the conference.
Yeah.
Right. The big question is, do you think they get it done tonight?
I think so.
You think ASU baseball gets past
I
Cincinnati?
think so. I'm a little nervous.
How's your tummy feeling?
Like I just ate Chipotle.
Did you?
Yeah. I didn't. I wish. No free ads. But I would... Like, I'm fine after Chipotle, but you have that feeling of like, is this going to go wrong? And
Wrong
then
in
usually
what
it's
way?
fine.
Too much MSG?
I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
Can I give a quick shout out to Totri's tummy for the Hildebrandt?
Yeah. Speaking of Hildebrand, great segue, Aryton. He is recruiting. He is in comments of everybody who has ASU in their final six saying, yo, come to ASU. We're building something here. Another one, stay home. To Ty Kennedy, who we talked about the other day. So he's
Huge.
bought in.
I mean, would you expect anything
Thank
else?
you, Grandpa.
Grandpa Larry. Shout out Grandpa Larry.
We got to talk to Grandpa Larry.
Glenn says I think it's going to be a shootout, 12-8 kind of game. Would you be? I'd be cool with that. As long as
Just
you get
win.
a dub. Yeah,
I mean,
you
just
get a
win.
dub. You get a dub. I'm
Just
cool
win.
with it. I think ASU gets past Cincinnati, and then we'll have a conversation tomorrow about what that looks like against West Virginia. But guys, we appreciate everybody that tuned in live, listening on audio, and watching after the fact as well. Make sure you hit that like button, you hit the subscribe button, you drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Again, make sure to tune in to the ASU baseball game this evening.
At 8.
Go if you got nothing else to do, or even if you do got something to do. Cancel. Go. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, follow the show, PHNX _ Sun Devils, on Instagram, Twitter, and on TikTok. You can follow me at Anthony _Totri. You can follow my pale pal, Erik Ruby, at Erik Ruby. That's Erik with a K.
Can you say something? Your ball hawk umami manimal rating today was off the charts.
Through the roof.
Through the roof.
Did I make the top 100 list?
You cover the Big 12 team, so.
Yeah, that's fair. Gunnar Stockton just
Sorry.
loved me. Make sure you follow the Freckle Mamba at the Freckle Mamba on social. And guys, we'll see you on Friday. In the meantime, go Devils. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.